Hey, Mr. Brown, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Well, I'm Allison, the one you've been corresponding with through email about the legal assistant position.
Okay, have a seat, please.
Thank you.
Okay, you ready to get started?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to ask you several questions, and you just go ahead and just answer the questions at your best ability. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, question number one. What are your weaknesses?
My weakness, I would have to say, is that I become overly dedicated. I feel that anything you do, you should put your all in, but sometimes becoming overly dedicated means that my family goes without spending time with me and things like that.
Okay, well, why should we hire you?
Well, I feel like I meet all of the qualifications and my resume and references exceed what your expectations are. I have more than 2 years experience in this profession. And not only that, I'm board certified, which was not a requirement according to the Indeed application I applied for. But because I have the skills, I wouldn't require a lot of training because I have experience. I feel like I would be a great candidate for this position. And not only that, but I live pretty close to the office.
Okay, why do you want to work here?
I chose this firm because of the growth opportunity. You see, I'm still currently in school, which I do online, so that would not interfere with my work schedule at all. But I feel that just after graduation, I would still have an opportunity of growth within the company. I wouldn't just have to go out and look for another job. So that is the major reason why. But I also chose this particular firm because of the reputation of the attorneys. They're aggressive, they're fierce, and they get results. And that's what I like. I'm aggressive and I love results. And I don't stop until I get the results that I'm looking for.
Okay, what are your goals?
Well, like I stated before, I'll be graduating soon. Actually, within this year, I'll be graduating. So my goal is to go to law school and obtain my um, law license to practice law. Now, my specialty would be family law, which I'm board certified in, like I stated before. And I feel that once I do get my degree, I could still work with this firm because, as you know, your growth rate has increased over 40% just in 5 years.
Okay, what can you do for us that other candidates can't?
Well, I can bring my loyalty, dedication, experience, and at a cheaper rate than what it would cost you to hire someone else. You stated that you were willing to offer 65,000 a year, and I'm willing to negotiate on that. So not only would you be getting more for your money, but you would actually be getting someone that specializes in this particular field, which makes a huge difference. And also, I'm loyal to those whom are loyal to me. And I know that that may sound strange, like one incident, oh, she's gonna be disloyal, but no, I take my job very seriously, and I feel that I've my references and my experience and resume speaks for itself, but I'm very talented and I'm very good at what I do.
Okay, what are three positive things that your last boss would say about you?
That's funny you may ask. My last boss would say that I'm aggressive, punctual, and have no tolerance for procrastination. If something has to be done next week, by Friday, I'm expecting it on my desk so I can review it. By Monday, I'm going to go through it again just to ensure, bring it back to you if I see errors. And then I'm going to make sure that it's submitted on Wednesday if it's due by Friday. I absolutely hate procrastination. And he would say that I'm very aggressive, not in a bad way, but if I call an insurance company and I requested it on the 5th, and the 5th is on a Monday. They have 10 business days to get that to me. So if it's not to me in 10 business days, I'm on the phone speaking with a supervisor because I need that documentation to help my client. So my aggressiveness towards my work, I don't think that's a bad thing, but my last boss would probably say I'm overly aggressive and I'm very punctual. Like that is my biggest pet peeve. If you schedule an 8:30 appointment with me, I'm expecting to see you at my office no later than 8:20 because that's just how I was brought up. And I may be wrong for that, but punctuality makes a huge difference. It
Okay.
really
What
does.
what is your greatest strength?
My greatest strength is dedication and my experience. Because being in family law, I would have to say my personal experience is my greatest strength for this particular position. I was in CPS for 11 years, and all of my sisters are adopted. So I know firsthand what the client feels like, and I know how the attorney may feel. And in 11 years, I only saw my attorney one time, which is why I chose to be a family law attorney. Now, it may not make much sense to you, but to me, I want to work with children in child protective services, but I do not want to work for child protective services. If I just feel that they have a voice and we are their voice. So you have to be very dedicated to that child, and to go into family law is a huge deal because yeah, you deal with marriages, you deal with separations of families, but as a mediator, the goal ultimately is to get the best results for your client. But I look at it like this: if I what if I can keep that family together? What if I can offer them counseling? What if I can offer them before they seek a divorce? Because you it's children involved, and a lot of people do not realize that after the paperwork is filed. So that's one of, I would have to say that is my biggest strength, is my personal experience of dealing with attorneys that represent children in child protective services.
Okay. Describe a difficult situation that you face and tell me what you did to overcome it.
Hmm. Are you speaking in the aspect of employment or just in life in general?
Employment.
Okay, for employment, I would have to say so. Last Friday, I was set to go to trial, which I filed all the paperwork to get the case dismissed, and I gave every case law possible. And the situation was the attorney was already out of town, so he could not be present at the trial that was going to start. What I did, I called everyone that I could that would listen, and I got the date reset. And usually they don't do that at the hands of a paralegal. The attorney would have to do that, but because I'm well known in that court and I'm very aggressive, as I stated before, I did get that settled because they hadn't even processed the paperwork, which is That's a huge thing. You always have to go back and check and make sure. And when I checked and made sure, one person told me it would, they had received it and it'll be processed the next day. The other one told me she didn't see it in the system. So I what I did was I got that case reset, and then not only that, but I saved my client money as far as court costs and things like that. And then on top of that, after I've done all this, the client comes in demanding that we give him money back because his date was reset and he has to take off from work again. So he threw things off my desk and he was very unruly. And what I did, being that we also represent criminal law, I did not want him to go to jail. So what I did was I used the mediation process and I got him to calm down, resolved his issues, talked to him, explained to him why his court date was reset, and gave him other options as far as what we could do to help him in his case. So you deal with a lot of outright and unruly customers, but you have to always remain professional and use a certain tone with them and mediate between you and them.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I will be then graduated from law school and I will either be working for you as an attorney or I will own my own law firm in 5 years.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, I would like. When are you looking to have this position filled?
Well, I have several other candidates that I will be seeing today. And once I have completed the last interview, I'm going to sit down with the other partners and we'll make a decision. So hopefully in the middle of the week, we'll be contacting you either way it goes.
And with this position, how soon do you see the opportunity of growth?
That depends on the person that's selected for the position.
Okay. So I would say I expect to hear something from you by the beginning of next week.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Brown, I greatly appreciate you meeting with me today and I look forward to hearing from you.